Hello everybody and welcome to my Luigi's Mansion 3 trailer analysis update video. If you haven't seen the actual analysis video yet, you should probably start there. I'll put a card in the corner of the video so you can just click on the little I and that should give you a link to the original video. If you have already seen that video, then that's great, let's just jump right into this. Basically, my analysis video wasn't perfect. I know, shocking, right? So that's where this video comes in. I have a few corrections to make, and a few extra details to point out. First of all, you guys were very determined to make sure that I knew that missions were confirmed to not be in the game. I watched the GameXplain Q&A, and it sounds like this game is going to be as open, if not more open, than the original game. And that is great. If I had to be wrong about anything from the first video, I'm really glad I was wrong about that. On the topic of the GameXplain Q&A, thanks to that same video, I also know that I was wrong about the gems. Well, half wrong. I was right when I said the gems are returning, but I was wrong when I said that it was going to be the sets of 13 gems from Dark Moon. Instead, it looks like each floor is going to get its own set of matching gems. For example, the castle floor has sword-shaped gems, and whatever floor the bathroom is on has water drop-shaped gems. And finally, there are two things I have to say about the mall scene. First, the card suits. You can all rest assured I've played Luigi's Mansion 1. I'm well aware that the bosses in that game give you keys themed after the 4 suits of a deck of cards. Also, I couldn't figure out what the spade shop was. You know, the shop with the gift over the door? Well, gee, what kind of a shop is related to gifts? It's a gift shop. By the way, all of the comments that pointed this out were way more polite than I deserved. So, thanks. Okay, I think that those are all the corrections I have to make. Please, if there's anything else I missed, feel free to yell at me in the comments. Just check the description first, because I will update it if I find out that I missed anything else. Now for the things that I noticed or had pointed out to me after posting the previous video. First, as many people pointed out, the Polterpup no longer has pupils. In Dark Moon, when the Dark Moon shatters, all of the ghosts lose their pupils, indicating that they've gone crazy. This could indicate that the Dark Moon is going to come into play in this game, but the Polterpup still seems to be pretty friendly, so I would actually guess that they're just using the design that Polterpup had for the majority of the previous game. In other words, he just doesn't have pupils. Next, in this same shot, if we look at the elevator floor display thing, the thing with the arrow. I counted the notches in this scene, and it's consistent with what I mentioned in the previous video. 16 floors and 2 basements. And while I'm on the topic, the elevator shows up again later, and once again, 16 floors and 2 basements. Also, there's a little map of the hotel over here. It's a little too small and out of focus for me to decipher any meaning. However, it does seem to confirm that there are 2 basements, as if we needed any more confirmation at this point. Though it does seem that basement 2 is going to be a rather small floor. Which got me to thinking, what could even be on such a small floor? Well, I came up with a few ideas, but I think the most likely possibility is that this is going to be a bonus treasure room of some sort, similar to the sealed room from the first game. My guess is, if you want access to basement 2, you need to collect every gem from every other floor. Once you do that, you will be awarded with the B2 button. Once in basement 2, you will find a ton of money and possibly a bonus extra hard boss. Or maybe this really is King Boo's hideout. There's really no way to know. Okay, that's enough speculation. Let's get back to details from the trailer, specifically from this shot of the mall floor. If you look closely in this window of the barber shop, you may just notice a small detail. That is a ghost with a giant pair of scissors. I would not recommend getting your hair cut here. Next, the castle-themed floor has a recurring image of a heavily stylized S. What this means, I don't know. But here's an S, here's another one, here's 3 more. Strangely, this shot doesn't have an S. Just kidding, it's right there. But there is a notable S in this shot of what appears to be the introduction of the floor's boss fight. See that S in the background? Why is it mirrored? We can see another S in this shot, and this one isn't mirrored. Now we get a better shot of the arena in the treehouse footage, and it seems there's a door on both sides of the arena, so it's possible that they just copied the assets of one door to the other side of the arena and mirrored it, not realizing that that would also mirror the S. That seems like kind of a big oversight, but I mean, I didn't notice it the first time, so who am I to judge? More importantly, this guy here, the king, we actually get a better view of him in the treehouse footage too. But if you look closely, you might notice that there's something else in this shot. That's right, he's holding one of the missing elevator buttons, and we get a clear shot of which button. That is a 7. With that in mind, I don't think it's too big of a stretch to assume that we unlock floor 7 by beating this king ghost. Which means the castle floor would probably be floor 6. I mean, it's possible that we unlock the floors out of order, but at least for now, I'm going to assume that that's not the case. And there is one more detail I want to talk about, but it's more related to the treehouse footage than the trailer. Luigi's max health appears to only be 99 now, for some reason. Now, this is obviously a very small change, literally just a change of 1 point, but it's still really annoying if you ask me, because 100 is such a nice round number, but 99 just feels like you're missing something. Okay, and that's everything that I noticed after noticing everything else that I noticed before noticing the stuff that I just mentioned that I noticed. But I'm not quite done with this video yet. There is one other thing I want to mention. Now, I already went over this a bit in the previous video, but I want to cover it again. The beginning of the game will play out, I think, in the following way. Quick note, I'm going to be using GameXplain's footage of the opening cutscene. I'll link to that video below. If you don't know what GameXplain is, they basically do what I'm doing right now, but, you know, better. Anyway, the game opens with Toad driving the others in a bus. Polterpup is keeping Luigi company. Side note, Polterpup is adorable. Also, I love that despite his fear of ghosts, Luigi treats Polterpup like a regular dog. Anyway, Luigi and the others arrive at the beautiful hotel. Luigi says wowie zowie, and it's great. I love that line. They go inside, party for a bit, then this creepy, definitely not a ghost in disguise lady shows them to their rooms on the 5th floor. Luigi starts to read a book and instantly falls asleep. As someone with insomnia, I am exceptionally jealous. What I'm not jealous of is how Luigi wakes up. In a dark, spooky, no longer beautiful hotel. Oh, okay. It's still beautiful in its own way. I'm not here to hotel shame. So Luigi expects that something is up. I have no idea why. This all seems really normal to me. So he goes to check on Mario and the others to make sure they're okay. He doesn't find them, but he does find someone else. Namely, King Boo. So he runs away. He doesn't get very far before he stumbles. King Boo catches him and stuffs him in a painting. The end of the entire Super Mario Bros. Franchise. It was good while it lasted. I really enjoyed it. Took an unexpectedly dark turn right at the end, but you know what? I can appreciate a good twist. Anyway, no. Obviously, Egad rescues Luigi somehow, possibly with the help of Polterpup. Either way, Gad brings Luigi to the lab in Basement 1, and then you have to work your way up to the top of the hotel to rescue everyone else. At least, that's one possibility. But I did get a bunch of comments in the last video suggesting that maybe this is just a nightmare that Luigi has before waking up. Meaning this scene actually takes place before the scene that opens the trailer. And that's certainly a possibility. I could definitely see it going either way, but personally, I would prefer if it was really happening, because that would show just how dangerous King Boo is this time around. King Boo has learned that Luigi is a problem, and he's gonna nip this problem in the bud. And I think that would be amazing. King Boo's my favorite Mario villain, so I would love to see him even more intimidating than ever. And I'm going to wrap this up with one final prediction. Luigi's Mansion 3 is not coming out this year. Call me cynical, but they didn't give a release date, and it would hardly be the first time that Nintendo delayed a game. But most importantly, my predictions usually end up being wrong, so I'm hoping that by making this prediction, I'm ensuring that the game actually does come out this year. And that brings us to the end of the video. Once again, just a reminder, if I missed anything, tell me in the comments. Just, check the description first to make sure I don't already know what it is that I missed. And before I go, I just want to say I got a lot of new subscribers from the last video. So if any of you are watching, hello, thanks for subscribing. And just so you know, there's a link to my Twitter in the description below. Follow me if you want. Admittedly, I don't tweet as often as I probably should, but when I do tweet, it's usually a stupid pun, so I'd completely understand if you didn't want to follow me. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!